We have $10 from Paul D. I don't have much money, but here's $10 in aid of my mother, Enza Danino. She passed away over the Christmas due to cancer. And shout out to my dad, Michael Danino, for being awesome through this ordeal. We have $30 from Harrison. Hey, Harrison here, loving AGDQ as always. Had to donate during my favorite 2 Castlevania games. One of my friends lost his grandfather to lung cancer unexpectedly, so I know how terrible of a thing it is. Money goes to seeing Metroid run with a suitless Samus. And I believe we are ready for the interview with Dragon Blitz and Blackie.
Hey, thank you so much, Dragon Blitz. Awesome run. I cannot believe that there, with a run that glitch heavy, I would be so freaked out that anything could go wrong at any time, but you really kept your composure the entire time and really pulled it all the way through. Nice job.
I've died to almost every enemy. I've seen every single way to soft lock, every way to crash the game. So after a while, it becomes numb. You know, you know it can happen, but you just hope it doesn't.
Yeah. In my mind, it's really in these glitch heavy runs, a lot of it is about really opening strong, getting those first couple glitches.
すみません、皆さん困惑している中の次のゲームになりましてすみません。
まあそりゃ変態2連チャン見せられたらね。変態2連チャンの後でちょっと荷が重いんですが、で初めてなのでちょっと緊張してます。頑張ります。
よろしくお願いします。
申し遅れました。私ロータスと申します。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いいたします。
たまにツイッチで音ゲーとか配信してますんでよろしく。
なんか普通じゃないって言われたんですけど。
普通じゃない。そりゃね。さて、ビッドボーンの結果を見ますと、AGDQ編がダブルスコアですね。2458対1222。ちなみに私はですね、この日のために聖魔の光石をAGDQ編一周してきました、普通で。一周して、で、今回の奏者さんのワールドレコードの動画も見て、とりあえず何やってるのかは大体把握できたので、
I've been playing since I was a kid. Honestly, it's my favorite game of all time. But speedrunning wise, I picked it up as a serious speedrun back in like 2013, something like that. It was right when there was a huge renaissance of like we just discovered reverse shift lining and a lot of other new methods of going through the game more consistently. So it was like a more friendlier run. So I was like, oh, maybe I can actually try it out. And then I've just been playing it ever since.
そっか、これが普通じゃないってことなんだ。
普通とは何だったのか。ちなみに、ワールドレコードの時間だけ見ますと、AGDQ編の世界記録が1時間6分15秒。対してエフラム編がですね、1時間3分13秒。3分くらい早いですね。エフラムが。ただ、スピードロールラン.com では AGDQ編とエフラム編で別部門になってるので。AGDQ編奏者3人なんですけど、プラットフォームが日本版と北米版ごっちゃになってるんですね。まあ日本版2人の北米版1人ですけど。
I guess this reverse shift line was one of the big kind of events where you guys said this, this really might be possible. After that point,
で、
話
に聞いたんですけど、そもそも北米版の方が難易度的に、まあ、ほんの少しではあるのですが難しいんです。例えば、ボスの AI と能力が違ったりするんです。よくほら日本語がほらメッセージ短いから早いってなんだ事例がありますけど、これの場合なそもそも日本版の方が簡単なんで日本版を選んだだと思います。なるほど、日本版の調整があんまり雑なんで北米版が修正されてる。なるほどね。
Oof, Zero Bosses is definitely not my favorite. I'm probably never running it again. It's so stressful. All Bosses is amazing. There's a newer route that we've kind of, it's kind of the definitive 100% that we're calling it. It's All Bosses, All Relics, Save Richter. It kind of spawned from this task run that Forgotten Moose came up with. It's such a cool task.
テキストの関係もあると思いますが、
and like the closest we've gotten on Xbox, which is much faster, is like somewhere in the 50-40 minute realm, and like, just because there's so many options, so many tricks that are so difficult to pull off real time, but we're able to do like variants of it real time, so it's really cool.
説明わかるかな。
We've been running this game since 2013.
理解できる気がしない。
Long time, 5 years.
今、ドラゴンブリッツで喋ってたのは、最近の流行り、まあ、月下の話ちょっと戻っちゃってすみませんけど、最近の流行りって、なんだっけ、ASRBR、あ、違う。ARS なんだっけ、名前しちゃった。オールレリックスっていう、まあ、全魔導機の回収と、セーブリフターっていう。AR っていうのがまあ ARSR っていうまあ全部の魔導機を回収して、なおかつリヒターは倒さないでクリアをするっていうのが今流行りです。で今日やってた
必要なものを回収して
今日やったテクニックが全部はじゃないですけど、入り口でジャンプしてったハイジャンプしたやつ以外のテクニックは全部必要です。
I've never actually played it. It's awful. You only play it
リヒターだけ無視するっていう。
リヒターだけ無視。
So we're going to get to some questions from you guys in a few. Just before that, though, I want to introduce my buddy Seth here, who has some prizes to talk about, actually.
普通に行くと金の指輪と銀の指輪行かないと。
A miserable pile of
取り行くっていうじゃないですか。あとはアンロックジュエル行って地下に行くんですけど、僕たちアンロックジュエル使わないです。
I don't actually remember the rest of it.
正直申しますと、悪魔女シリーズはさっぱりなんです私も。だけど言ってることでなんとなくすげえことやってんだなっていうのは理解できた。エフラムちょっと増えてね。1390って170も入ってんだけど。
まあ。自分もまだ狼の壁侵入はまだ10回ぐらいしか成功してないんでそんなにうまくはないんですけど。動画
見たきます。
動画作んなきゃ。
これあれか。スーパーメトロイドの最初の絵だ。
あ、本当だ。
And we have, it's pretty neat here, Metroid Trilogy soundtrack. It contains, I believe, the original Metroid, Metroid 2, and Super Metroid on 2 discs, 4 sides. It's really cool. Again, I said it earlier, but vinyl's really making a comeback lately. I love it. I got a record player at home. You don't get that sound quality off of the Betamax tapes or whatever the kids are using these days. I don't know. And finally, it's actually been up here on our interview table for a really long time, but we have this wonderful Retrowave Samus portrait from Jason.
バイナル、あ、レコードなの？レコードのジャケットなの？これレコードサントラなんだ。
Cassette. I don't know. Maybe I'm just super nostalgic for it, but I see this and I just think back to like, wow.
はい、
Man,
お
that
疲
was
れ様
cool.
で
I want
す。
to go watch a Metroid rock opera now. And that's going to be a $25 donation during Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. And as always, guys, remember we have the 8th generation
これずっと置いてありますよ。
bundle, which is
そうだ
running
ね。
through all the
この
promotions as our brand
インタ
prize,
ビューのところ。
$150 cumulative throughout the marathon. So I mean, hey, get your donations in now, get your donations in later, and
い
sooner
や
or later,
あの
hey, you're
こ
going
れ
to
自
be
慢のコレクション
individually
じゃな
winning
く
that.
て
That's
これ
it's a
が
pretty valuable package.
プレゼントされるんですよ。
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sen. Honestly,
今ここに置いてあるの
I'm
全部
such
プレ
a
ゼントされ
sucker
ま
for
す。
video game art, and
確か何ドルか一気に寄付すると抽選券になるやつ。
そうそう。例えば50ドル寄付したらこれがもらえる権利
we have
が
time for a few questions with
あ
Dragon
りますっていう
Blitz.
基
So
本
let's
そう
get
いう
into
形で
those.
す。
Cray DGAF
ただ
asked,
し
what
もらえ
is
る
the
とは
best
限らない。
Metroidvania-like
あ
game
くまでも
from the
抽選である
recent years in your mind?
Hollow Knight has probably been my favorite. I have yet to beat it yet, but it is super fun. It's kept a lot of my attention. I got it quite recently. That and Axiom Verge have been the two that I've played the most.
Cool. And then just one quick note from Mataluna. Is it true today is your birthday?
No.
Oh. Well,
This meme
either
will
way,
die. This meme will
either
die
way-
today.
Either way, happy birthday, DB.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. That was an awesome run. Really great watch. I'd never seen that before. Really cool stuff.
Appreciate it. Thank
All
you,
right.
guys.
そろそ
Let's
ろ
go
かな
back to the main stage. Thanks for watching.
Howdy, folks. Gindo Keshi hosting
さっき
here
の
for y'all
さっきの
today.
聞いてなかっ
We're
た。
gonna go straight into
あ、
our
日本語版
next
だ。
game, Kirby
そう
Master
です。
with
そうです
Fire
日本語
Emblem
版です。こ
8.
の人は日本語版で走ってます。さあ、難易度
よろしくお願いし
いき
ます。
よし、わかりました。いきます。
All right, hi. I'm Kirby Master. We have on the couch here. We can do a quick
デー
roll
タ作
call.
ったらタイマースタートです。
I'm S-Grunt.
And you-
And this is Terriermon.
Yep, and this is Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. This is the 8th game in the full Fire Emblem series, or the 2nd game that was released outside of Japan, and the last game released on the Game Boy Advance. Unfortunately, the route that we take between Ephraim and Erica's route, I have to cut off the donations very soon. Has that been cut off yet? I can give it like 1 minute, basically, to cut off.
I think we can
一
call
度
it.
と抜けは、
Okay.
いや、それっぽいのある
Unless
かな
someone。sniped Ephraim's route with the $1,000.
テキストは全部飛ばせますんで、気になる方は調べましょう。やりましょう。
What we've been seeing for a while now.
Yeah, Erica's up a whole $1,000, so pretty sure we're doing that.
Yeah, all right then. So I'll give a countdown. Give me a second. Oh, wait. Menuing in Japanese is difficult.
スタート、始まります。
Okay,
始ま
countdown.
りました。グッドラック。
3, 2, 1, go.
いきます。
Go.
それではいきますよ。
So in this category, I will be taking Erica's route.
後ろ攻められて
Around
て逃げ
a
た
third of the
で
way through
レ
the
ピア
game,
渡
I
すん
can
だ
choose
け
to go
ど
with one of the two main characters, Erica, the female
当然ながら
protagonist,
演出の
or
類は全部切ります。
Ephraim,
レピア
the
ボ
male
ッシュです 。
And the route that I pick heavily changes
はい、
the
は
early
い、
game route anyway,
Z で
even
突っ込んだ方が
before,
早いよ。
even before I pick the route itself, which is why the donation
狙われ
has
て
to
結
be
構気
cut
に
off
しない。
very early.
So you do realize that you just called Ephraim Erica's sister,
はい、
right?
最速で
Yeah.
激化です
Oh, oh well.
Anyway, this game.
ちなみにこのなんだ
like
敵
you
陣に
said,
突
it
っ
has the two
込んでいた
different
Z、
stories
お助けパラディンなんです
and
け
they
ど、
converge for the last
もう
bit.
この辺の作
What
品
this
になる
means
と
is that
お助け
he has
パラ
to
ディンでも
plan
普通に
very
育つんで
on which one he's going to be picking. He can't wait until the
Z も
last
そう
second
ですさ。
just to pick because things change and you need to set up for what each character's story has.
Yeah, so this chapter
今進むふりして、なんだ矢印ガチャガチャいじりましたね。これ乱数調整です。
After this, everything will be very different.
要は都合のいいなんだ結果になるようになんだ乱数を
That's because the
操
random
作してる
number
んです。
generator in this game is deterministic. You can consistently and reliably manipulate the outcomes you're going to get.
そうね、ゼトティアマタあたりがなんだ
such a way that
育つようになったからね、
the
そうや
game
ね
has to map。
ティアマトは草原のお助けパラディン
burns
ですね。
certain
はい、さっさと
number
せ
of
や
random
作りや。
numbers in a list that is
まあ
populated
状
in
況
the
再現、まあ
same
似たような
way
もんですね、
every
状況再
time.
現と。
So you can burn a certain number.
運命すら操ります。それが正しいね。次。
And the rest of this run is very, very heavily dependent on this RNG manipulation.
さあ次、戦士ガルシアの息子ロスはほっとくと危ないので、
Well, things happen. And it's not always what you
バネッサ、ペガサスのバネッサで
the random
で救
numbers
助
may
し
be
ま
set
す。
up, but you have to execute, you have to menu very fast.
で、父親のガルシアは強いので、ほっといて問題ないで
things
す。
that happen just to get from point A to point B. Because yeah, you can have the random numbers be in your favor all the time, but that doesn't mean it's fast.
There kind of is a limit of how much you can manipulate. Like you can't just manipulate like a critical hit on everything to save time. That's just.
で、ちなみにですね、エフラム編とエリーク編でメインで育てるキャラが変わります。エリーク編なんでバネッサが、
By the way, we haven't really talked too much
バネッサ
about
がメイ
how
ンです。
characters grow with level ups.
これがエフラム編になります
Every
と、
character has a set growth rate per
ゼッ
stat,
トと
and
クーガー
that
が
growth
メイ
rate
ンに
is
な
that
りま
character's
す。
chance to gain a point in that stat when they level up. So we have here the paladin named Seth. Could you explain who Seth is for
まあ
me?
この面は敵全滅でクリアです。バネッサ、バネッサ。
So Seth is the kind of head retainer
ボンゴと倒しましたね。
of the royal family. So
レッドブルアスリートは関係ない。
America right now,
おい、
and
おい。
in Fire Emblem games, there's kind of a tradition of a really strong early unit that doesn't necessarily grow all that well. Not only does he grow well, but
さあ次。
well, he's already very
セーブをした瞬間にリセットして戻った方法が早いみたいです。
That means he is just going to be an absolute beast. In addition to the fact that he's very powerful in combat, he has good movement because of his horse.
はい、なんだ、次行く前に手槍10本買いましたね。これが大活躍ですね、さあ次。で、なんだ、アーチャーのネイミーが仲間になります。この壊れる壁っていうのがありますが、これのヒットポイントが0になると壁が壊れて、通行可能になります。手槍無双始まる。
The downside of javelins is that they're pretty inaccurate and also one of the weakest weapons.
扉の鍵がこれいらない。
It usually doesn't.
あ、今ラスいじりましたね。
Also, you see that
いじってますね。
Pegasus there. That is Vanessa. She is also a very important unit. Now, horses don't really
手槍無双始まるよね。
So the ability to fly and just move over terrain and obstacles
で、今出てきた緑の盗賊がコーマと言います。ネイミーの知り合いで、ネイミーで話しかけると仲間になります。
But that hardly matters. It just means sometimes you have to manipulate a few more random numbers than you would and take a little bit more time to get her good level up. But she is going to be another one of the main units in this run.
Yeah, so Vanessa starts very under level.
今、ソシャルのフランツ君がエリークを乗っけてますね。最速で制圧するために。今救助してます。このゲームボーイアドバンス版のファイアーエンブレムってですね、この騎馬ユニットを使った救出と引き渡しを駆使したですね、長距離輸送ができるのが面白いとこですね。こんな風に。
So those stats basically just a quick rundown. You have your health, hit points. That's exactly what you think it is. You have your strength, which is what plays into the damage or for magical characters, magic. You have skill, which affects, among other things, your ability to hit and crit. And you have speed, which is your ability to
この人はボス撃破でクリアですね。今ちょっと言ってたかな。
by other in combat, basically. And then there are the defenses. There's strength and defense and resistance.
当然のように力技守備。
and resistance.
制圧しました。クリアです。
Finally, there is luck, which is the last point Seth gained in that level that he just got.
いや、今3勝とかすみません。間違えました。
but it's not weighted as heavily as the primary stat for that equation.
So generally speaking on level ups, you want to look for
次4
strength is
勝
by far the most
敵を全
important stat.
この種は敵を全滅させればクリアです。で、なんだ開幕アスレイが仲間になる。光魔法が使えるアスレイが仲間になります。
Because Vanessa and Seth are already really fast for the most part.
で、今下の方に村が見えると思うんですが、この村を訪問すると、なんだ、優秀でおなじみのルーテが仲間になります。ルーテという、魔法使いが仲間になります。
Isn't this a game about like military conflict? Why are there zombies, weird eyeball monsters, and skeletons? Well, that's part of the plot of this game. Basically, there's this seal with monsters, and it's
で、ちなみに、乱数の調整と言いましたが、移動先を決めるときに矢印が表示されますね。その矢印の曲がり方で乱数の消費量と内容が分かるというのが今作の、今いじったら今作の乱数調整です。今作というか、ゲームボーイアドバンス版のファイアーエンブレム全部できますんで、3つ。
Same with Vanessa, there's only one of her. So you have this axe user named Garcia. He's actually a pretty decent unit, pretty solid base stats for the early game. So he's actually strong enough to 2-hit KO all these skeletons here.
Yeah, basically the way to think about it is skeletons are the most similar to your basic human enemies of the undead. The zombie types have tons of hit points, but
ここはルーテのがいる村には訪問しないで、そっか。生存でクリアする気がね。ピンバネス。ガルシアレベルアップです。なるほど、ガルシアどうでもいいと見た。
We don't care about Garcia's level up. He's only a short-term unit. We only really care about level ups for Seth and Vanessa.
そうですね。クリア、村さえ残ってればクリア後でも仲間になるんで、なんか訪問はしない。
And you can see that not all of the villages have things that are important to the run.
はい、全滅しました。クリアです。
Yeah, visiting that village recruits loot, but a lot of casual players don't know that loot recruits
次の章、
boss. As long as Arthur's
次の章、ボスの撃破でクリアします。はい、ここからですね、出撃メニュー、進撃準備のメニューが使えるようになります。誰を出撃させるかここで選びます。
I think we're gonna have some animations for this because, you know, we're in a marathon and most people agree that the GB animations are the best.
とにかく早くクリアするだけなんで、
So this strat right here is a strat originated from Rudak.
全員生存するかどうかは、
and also does some LTCs,
見ましょう。
abbreviation for a challenge of doing a low
このメンバーはボス撃破でクリアです。闘技場とかあるんですが、RTA なんで当然寄らない。
のけました。はい、
スムースな輸送で、Z バネサ並んだ。これ、3スキミ反対なんですけど、乱数いじるからもうあんま関係ない。いじったか、まあいいや。レベルアップです。5ピンしとるよ。セーマ自体、成長率はあんまり怖くない。あんまり。エリクとエフラム違う。バネスタをいくつするかとか。なるほど。普通こんな無双できませんって、俺だったら多分もう前段食らって死んでる。なことやったら前段食らって死ぬ。ちなみにこのゲーム、武器に3含みがございましてね。剣は槍に強い。剣は槍じゃない。間違えました。剣は斧に強い。斧は槍に強い。槍は剣に強いというじゃんけんになってます。ただし、まるまるバスター、ケツにバスターとつくやつ、バスターとつくやつは、3ス組が逆転します。あんなこと言ってる間にね、ヨシアが死んだ。ボスを最速で撃破。ヨシア、どうしてはい、次。はい、外伝。普通、ファイアーエンブレムの、面の外伝は、分岐条件があるんですけど、これは絶対通ります。このゲーム唯一の外伝です。
just the weapon's might is tripled.
さあ
And there's
さあ
some
どん
other
どん攻めてい
weapons
き
that
ま
are
す。
really powerful later in the game that only get doubled, but we won't see those until
4人対
a good
敵王
45
勢。
minutes in.
Alright, so this is what
さあ
we
エ
call
フ
a
ラムが
guidance
アーマーを
chapter.
倒し
Guidance is kind of
て
a term in Fire Emblem games where I think it literally means side story.
Yes, it does.
They're usually optional
扉の
side quest
鍵を渡
chapters
し
in
まし
most, a
た。
lot of Fire Emblem games, but in this case it's required. So we
Orson
actually have a
突っ込んで
chapter
いけ。
where you use effort
Orson
and
突っ
other
込んでいく。
factors of the game. And we have this guy named Orson. He's basically a temporary set.
ちなみにこの面は制圧でクリアです。
Oh no!
Oh no.
Alright.
さて、
This chapter is really, really boring.
あ、なんか仕込んでる。さあ、さあ、扉は開けました。扉を開けた。扉を開けて、さあ、敵が左上のマスに入ります。ここでリセット。そうすると、なんと、敵を操作できるんです。
Yeah, the enemies have a lot of sympathy for me.
最初、最初、記録を見たときに、どうやって1時間でクリアするんだろうって思った。普通にやってると、どうやったって1時間なんて無理なんで、どうやんのかなと思ったら、こういうことあったんですねと。これが、敵操作バグの一つ、左上バグでございます。
Well, in this case, it's the far upper left
そうですね。
tile.
そうですね。劣化だとフレイボムで同じことができます。
Or a chest or something like that. Also, later on, you will see him use the torch staff as the
これで敵の操作やら装備やら何やらをいじって楽に攻略しちゃおうと。
The tile you use it on becomes
王家たるもの
tile, and you are then able to
一国の王家たるもの王子たるもの
soft resetting on the proper timing.
相手を操作できなきゃならんと。
I wanted to point out
めんどく
these
せえ。
two enemies.
す
This
げ
guy's
え
a。monk. He uses light magic, and this guy is a soldier. He uses lances, but they decided to try to trade professions.
ああ、もう指揮系とめちゃくちゃだよ。
They just don't know what to do now. A lot of this is actually planned, like them rescuing their friends. That's just so there's less movement.
さあ次の章は第6章さは初のこの作品初の索敵マップとなります。
Right, so I bought 10 javelins with 4,000
下準備として
gold.
ト
I'm
ーチの
gonna use
杖
my
を買っと
remaining
きます。
1,000 to buy a torch staff. It's funny how that math works out perfectly because I actually need all 10 javelins I got.
解説の方の名前、私はロータスと申します。よろ
Right,
しくお願
so
いし
this
ま
is
す。
what we call a fog of war, where your vision is very
さて
limited.
ここ霧が
Most
出てる
characters
んで
have
す
a
よ。
vision
さあ
range of 3. You can't
今トーチを使った場所を覚えておいてくださ
But
い。
there is a really helpful tool called the torch staff, which Alec mentioned when you use the torch
モルダ
staff
の
on the tile,
右
you
下
can see around that tile.
右に下にですね。
That tile also becomes
で
what
霧
we
の
call
中
an
普通に
ammo
突っ切ってるんですけど、
So in that specific spot,
霧の中突っ切ってる時に敵に当たるとそこで動き止まって行動しろ。さあ、はい、敵操作バグです。
kind of step on that, and then I can just reset.
わざと突っ込ませて倒させる。
So this is not strictly necessary, but when I was routing this and I saw it in RNG, there was a
霧の
one
中の
meaning
敵だっ
if
て
you have a crit rate, you're probably gonna crit. So I just fed Vanessa a random crit there, and it's funny how that works out.
露骨に調整し
Just
て
getting her the experience she needs to get to level 10 in time.
二撃傑殺。
Yeah. And this boss has 39 HP in Japanese version. He has
なん
like
だ味方か。
26, 27 on English version.
そ
Don't
して
ask me
4
why.
ピン。
Yeah, language version differences.
オリオンのやつ
They
ですね。
get
これ
weird
は
in Fire Emblem. Like some of
こ
them
れは
make
アー
sense,
チャー
some
用
of them
の
make absolutely none. That's
の
an
転職アイ
Orion's
テム
bolt. That is a promotion item that he is not going to be using. It's for
第7
archers.
章です。
And you only get one archer in the game who is arguably unfortunately, one of the worst characters in the game.
Yeah.
なんとたったの2人、女2人でどうやって落とす
Chapter
の
number 2 with no Seth.
乗せて。
So this is a siege chapter. This is one of those interesting
ちな
chapters
みにこ
where
の
you
面は
only have
城を
to
制圧すれ
go
ば
all
と
the
い
way
う
around the
さ
map and it takes
今乱世いじった
bazillion forests. But if you have Vanessa or Ross
飛
as
行に
pirates,
指は危ないぞどうすんだ
cross water, then you can skip a lot of this chapter pretty easily.
Also, shoutouts to the lolzers.
Yeah,
当然
the
のごと
soldiers
く
there,
避けて
we
い
call
く
them lolzers
乱世
because
操
they're
作してっから
notoriously terrible. Like pretty much they have like 0 defense and like 0 everything besides strength and HP.
弓は飛行特攻なんで普通は危ないで
Alright,
す
Iroka fans, you donated for this.
当然のごとく
Serve
撃
boss
撃
kills
破
on
あらららら
Hey!
So you can see she has 15 might with her rapier there. That's an example of that weapon
なるほど
being
これ見
super
る限りエ
effective
リカメインでは使わない模
just
様でも
strong against
ボスは倒したで
yeah,
も
cavalry units and also armored
で
knights.
もなんだ取り巻きはまだ
Yeah,
残ってい
rapier
る
works out really nicely because Erica would not have any crit at all in that boss normally. Oops. I should try.
聖魔の騎乗時デメリットはですね、速さと技の半減だけです。
So yeah, he doesn't bring many units just to speed up the turns, and now the enemies are all going to be attacking Vanessa. He needs to grind some experience.
乱数を操作できれば、まあほぼ何でもできるって感じか。
You can't really prevent them from attacking without enemy control glitch, and that's not really worth it in this map.
Yeah, like you can enemy control glitch this map technically with the upper left corner tile, but it's like not worth it. In fact,
it would take minutes.
It should be impossible because there's no changeable tiles on this map.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
you
true.
can't.
Never mind.
There's no way to enemy control glitch this.
今ロングアーチが飛んできましたね。これも飛行系の天敵。
So that
アニメはどうしてもやってるんですか？あら。
なるほど。ワ
ールドレコードの動画だって、今オフった。
Turn off animation. GG.
まあ普通に、まあこのゲーム普通にクーガーとかエフラムとかで無双になっちゃうから。
They obviously do take time, so for most of the combat they're going to be off. He just wants to show off a few of them, like he said, because they're cool.
Yeah.
ここはフルメンバーで出します。
Okay, so
この面は玉座制圧でクリアです。
This chapter is another Siege chapter. It's one of my favorite chapters actually.
フランツ君がなんで槍兵を一人倒しましたね。
Normally, if you just want to beat the chapter, you would have Seth just carry Erica and just go to.
今言った。
It's kind of boring, but we have two other side objectives to make. One, this is a chapter where at the end we want Vanessa to be level 10. She's currently level 7.
当然のごとく5ピン。
We still need to keep feeding her more experience, and she's becoming quite powerful. This is probably going to be the best Vanessa you're ever going to see.
またさ、扉の前だ。扉の鍵ゲット。
On the other hand, you also to promote someone, you need their respective promotion item. And Vanessa's cape is the Elysian Whip. And there is a chest with the Elysian Whip in the very upper left corner of the map, which costs around 2 minutes to get, but it already pays itself off over the 2 or 3 chapters.
敵の魔導士も楽しい撃破してさてエフラム隊と合流します。
In this case, you get either a Pegasus Knight or a Wyvern Rider that you use. And in order to use a promotion item, the unit using it needs to be level 10. So it's not just to make Vanessa stronger that he's leveling her up, because he wouldn't necessarily have to give her as many levels if he didn't have to get her to level 10. Just for strength. It's because she needs to be level 10 to use the item.
この面は確か。
エ
フラム隊の3人は、今挑戦した。エフラム隊の3人は動かないはずです。そもそもセーマって、確かファイアーエンブレムの中では結構低めだったはずなんですよ。俺普通にやったら、私普通にやったらちょっと苦戦したんですけど。さすがにちょっと一文字が足りないので、乗せたいよ。
Sometimes it's faster to switch on the map, sometimes it's faster to
上位の
switch
フラ
on
グ
the
で
menu,
生とかね。
and it basically depends on how far you would have to move the cursor.
It's kind of interesting to devise strats around that because basically you have something called L something in this game. So when you press L on a character, then you jump to the next part of the unit list, which is set in the chapter. But if you press L on an empty tile, you jump to the first unused unit on the map. You can go back to a similar way by pressing R on a character, which opens up their status screen, and then pressing
L. So
there's a lot of interesting little optimizations you can come up with that. Yeah, that's a lot of manipulation. I just did. Actually, I'm not sure if I did that right. I'm just gonna make sure.
外伝意識ってのはあるな。
So as you can see, you can actually redo that if you need to, simply because
大中目投げたらもうちょクリティカル。
used before, and the actions that you take, you have to actually confirm an action before the changes to the random numbers will be finalized.
ゲームボーイアドバンス、つまり携帯機の作品なんで、不良の電池切れに対処できるよう中断データがオートセーブで
and inaccuracy. But Seth has to kill the boss at 2 range because he needs to be able to damage a wall that's in the way of the Elysian Whip on the next turn. And he's barely in range right now. Otherwise, he can just kill the boss in 2 hits with the Silver Lance without needing a crit.
全部覚えないとダメなのか。さあ、またオフにしてるな。
So I can end the chapter now.
なるほど、今回ね。そうか、今回イベントだけ見せながらやる。あ、そうかな。そうだ、まだここは即制圧しないんだった。
So it works out very nicely.
開けたんだよな。
And Vanessa and Colm also need to survive. They're not exactly very bulky, so they both die in 2 hits, I think. And there's 2 archers nearby. They both have longbows, which are unique bows that allow you to attack them.
射程3の攻撃しましたね。長級です。
あ、これもこいつも。Very annoying to deal with.
長級といって射程2、3の弓ですね。
Right, so break down this wall.
あ、鉄の剣を捨てました。さあ、調整して。
Important because
調整して待機ということは。
Knight beats Colm in the weapon triangle, and if Colm drops his iron sword, the knight has a higher chance of missing. Which never talked about the weapon triangle.
No, we didn't.
So let's go over that.
ランス気味したので予定通りです。
Swords and axes. Swords have a bit less damage, but they have a higher hit rate.
ランス調整できるのは知ってたけど、俺、私のプレッシはそんな露骨にはやらない。
Which are strong against lances, which are strong against swords. And when you're fighting an
enemy
that you beat,
天空のムチゲットです。
You gain 1 damage and 20% hit, is it? 15. Okay, yeah, it varies from 1 gauge.
はい、ここで分岐し、シナリオが分岐します。エイリック、今回なんだ、ビッドウォーでエイリックの方が多かったんで、エイリック戦です。
Or vice versa, if you're losing
エイリック戦です。はい、いった。
Okay. Erica's route, we all donated for this. So here you go. This is the third. This is the part of the
ここからフリーマップが1個が解禁されて、そうですね。クラスチェンジできますね。
You all donated for her. Which, in my opinion, is a more fun route, so it's okay. Okay, so we're gonna see. We're going to promote Vanessa immediately. A general misconception among a lot of casual players is that promoting early is always
そうです。今作のクラスチェンジはですね、この2択になってます。で、一部の上級職にはですね、スキルが付与されてます。
And especially in a speedrun case where you want to get the direct benefits of a promotion as soon as possible. So right here, Vanessa gained 4 Constitution and 2 Speed, and because her Constitution is
助けてエイリークは次だな。
she gets weighed down by almost anything. So she actually just effectively gained 6 Speed, basically.
金安10章だよ。
Yes, each weapon has a weight value. More powerful weapons
なるほど。ワイバーンナイトは貫通というスキルがありまして、確率で相手の守備を無視します。昔からの人だったら月光つったら分かりやすいかな。
So,
はい、当然のごとくゼトムソ。この章は敵全滅でクリアします。で、開幕からペガサスナイトのターナが仲間になります。ランスなら、あ、そうだね。そうだね、でも今回ミラったかな。
With javelins, which you want her using for various utility reasons, she would have been weighed down significantly more.
まあなんだ、当たるまで回せば100パーとか言ったりもするしね。
Yeah, it's significant. You can also see another Pegasus Knight there, Tana. She is not really used much for combat, just a little bit.
飛行に弓は危ないのにね。
You saw a couple chapters ago that he flew, used Vanessa to fly Erica to a boss area where he needed to seize a chapter, and he's been doing the same with Seth and other units with a lot of mobility to carry around units. Having 2 flyers is very, very important.
ちなみにこう普通にやるとですね、普通にやるとちょっと急がなきゃならない面で、調整してる。村が2つある村とか民家か。民家が2つある関係上、なんだろう。2つあって海賊がいる関係上。早く訪問しないとぶっ壊されちゃうのでね。ボス撃破です。
that Wyvern Knights learn upon promotion, and the activation rate of Pierce is your level. So Vanessa had a 1%. But she had 0 crit on that boss, I think. I don't remember off the top of my head, so she has to get it. No, she didn't have 0 crit. She got a crit anyways. I'm thinking of a different boss. But Pierce is a skill that Vanessa's class learns, and what it does is it negates enemy defense, which is really irrelevant at endgame.
Yeah, each promoted class, Paladin, Wyvern Knight, Sage, so on, has a unique skill.
Not all of them, but some of them do.
Yeah. So, Pierce is actually
で、今ちらっと見えた剣士、キルソード持ってます。
Because when you're lining up even a regular attack.
キルソードっていうのは、必殺率が高い武器です。同系統の武器としては、他にキラーランスとキラーアクスがあります。
It's pretty absurd because this is a really big map with a lot of enemies to kill on the map.
キルシリーズ。
There is one tile. There's a lot of 4 enemies around Seth.
今いじったね。
It's possible for all 4 of them to attack Seth on the same turn, actually. So I actually deployed Arthur, who is a light mage, just to kill one enemy.
慣れてない通常プレイで慣れてないうちはみんな固まって行動してできるだけ受けて倒すようにするといいです。あ、そうだね。そう、キラボバスってすみません。キラボは弓です。必殺率の高い弓です。
Which is kind of the cool thing about route chapters, because you just see more character variety in route chapters.
You
just use a random unit just to pick off one enemy unit.
Kyle is one of the traditional social knight units.
もう、Z とバネッサの2人だけでいいんじゃないかな。
They don't really get used because
って思うぐらい無双してますけど。
They're used
魔法のキラー系統はね、魔法にもなんだ必殺率高いのがあります。あ、そうだ。闇でルナがあります、ね。必殺率がプラス20。と思って懐かしな外伝だよね。ルナです。必殺20でしかも魔法無視だ。闇魔法。さあ出ました。さあ皆さんお待ちかね、ヒーニアス王子の出番です。がこれは RTA 最速で城を落としていきます。で本来でここではですね、中立軍としてヒーニアス、ジスとテティスがいます。で仲間になる敵としてマリカもいるんですが、今回マリカは仲間にしません。助けてエイリック。大丈夫、囲まれる前に倒すから。囲まれる前に制圧してしまえばいいから。good in most Fire Emblem games because they can't counterattack at one range. And that's still true for NS, but he's really useful in a few cases for this run, which you'll see. なるほど。アニメをオンにして見せていく。
Meanwhile, the boss is in the way, and there's also this jerk who's blocking our path. So I'm going to go ahead and kill the boss with Vanessa first. Vanessa has 0 crit. She needs to land a Pierce instead.
もうダメだ。ひまいだ。あ、倒した。
So there's a Pierce animation if you like it. And see ya.
そうですね。
普
通にやっててここ一回負けたんだよな。ロングアーチの射程見落としたのが原因なんですけどね。
Specifically the first 3 of those, strength, skill, and speed. Those are the primary offensive stats, so those are the ones that are going to be used a lot because if you need your character to dodge, you can usually.
ちょっと合わないうちにバネッサがたくましくなりすぎて王子困惑してそう。せやな。大丈夫一緒です。はい、はい、2つ目の、今作2つ目の索敵マップです。全滅でクリアです。敵全滅させてください。またフルメンバーですね。
There's also a bunch of enemies in the bottom left corner of the map. And there's a bunch of force tiles in the way.
この宝箱がうっすら見えるんですが、この部屋の中に毒持ちの毒の武器を持ってるのが3体いるんですね。
So that's why I'm going to be using Vanessa to take care of the lower left corner, while Seth kills everything in the building. And given that this is a longer route chapter.
そうですね。右下に緑のが見えますけど、ラーチェルとどうぞ。
Speaking of Seth, $20 from Anonymous. I'm really happy to see my first Fire Emblem game getting a run out, so I just had to make my first donation to AGDQ during it. I'll add another $1 on for each level that my main man Seth ends on.
ここ、ここ、
確か
一定のラインまで味方軍を押し上げると、扉開けて強力な敵がなだれ込んできますね。それでラーチェルがやられてしまうとかがしばしばあります。おもろいんだ。どうすらもですよ。
$50 from the proverbial penguin. First time donator, long time
watcher.
Had to donate for my favorite Fire Emblem.
今トーチの指した場所を覚えてくださいね。
Even better stream. Also, Naimi for life.
All right. Coming up is the hardest thing in the game, and I'm gonna need some serious time for this. FYI. I'm half joking, but enemy control glitch is actually really easy if you know how to set it up.
それを横目にどんどん進んでいきます。調整してる。やってる。
But I have a habit of missing this enemy control glitch because I just don't pay attention. So, pay attention.
そうですね。トーチは切れるまで5ターンかかりますし、1ターンごとに光の範囲がどんどん狭まります。それ松明だったかな。松明が来た、リセット来ました。はい敵操作バグです。
I just have to pay attention, and it's easy. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm moving these two units against the wall so Ines can snipe them through the wall. And there's also a door in the bottom right area.
出た、敵操作バグで。
I'm going to use an enemy that has a door key to open door early. Those three stats.
敵操作バグで敵を思いのままに操ろう。
Nearly as early. And then he's going to move a few other units down faster than they would move themselves and cause them to attack a little bit.
王族たるもね、敵を操れないと戦では生き残れないのです。
Alright, so there is a longbow archer. I'm gonna move Mulder here to see the archer, so Seth can actually kill him, because he's a jerk. And again, I can't counterattack longbow archers on enemy phase, so I need to use a player phase to take it out. Okay. And I need to manipulate Seth into getting strength to minimum next level. Of course, it's always important to get strength, but it's especially important here because there's going to be some Franker Z's that will attack Seth on a pillar, and the pillar gives a +1 defense, +20 void boost. Seth cannot double attack them, surprisingly, they're very fast. But, meaning Seth has to kill them in one hit. Because thanks to the defense boost from the pillar, he doesn't kill them in one hit anymore. But gaining strength on his next level.
敵は緑軍はできないみたいです。
But yeah, there's not too much else to talk about in this chapter. It's just waiting on a bunch of enemies to suicide and kill themselves on Vanessa and Seth. So this is a good time for some more donations.
知らねえこといっぱいあるんだな。
There we go. We're gonna see our lovely 3 stats again.
親の顔よりも見た無双が始まっている。
Got $151 from Anonymous. I never expected to see a Fire Emblem game on GDQ. Some of my favorite old games. $20 from Nebbles.
そろそろ敵軍全滅するかな。
FE is one of my favorite series, and Sacred Stones is one of my favorite games. Good luck to all the runners, and let's kill cancer.
親の顔見ろ。せやな。
$150 from Hawkeye 40. Wish I wasn't working during the Sacred Stones.
右下の扉開いてますね。敵の増援が来た証拠です。
Yeah, that's one of the main Fire Emblem
関係ない。倒す。
communities on the internet.
どっちが魔物だ。
Take it away.
$150 from Anonymous. Erica is the best. Fire Emblem is one of my favorite series of all times, and I couldn't not donate during it.
リロードして
る。Kaz. Hashtag Team Chibi SIRL.
そうでした。このゲーム、武器や道具には、だいたい耐久力が、使用回数が限られてましたよね。ゼロになると壊れます。もう今更だけど。 もうあいつ一人でいいんじゃないかな。
Next chapter is another really big route chapter. Thankfully not in a fog of war.
第12章です。次。
We also just got Doza and LaRachel. LaRachel being objectively the best character in the entire series, if you disagree.
はい、この面はですね、敵の全滅でクリアです。山登りです。
So Doza is really useful because he is a pre-promoted berserker. Hold on. One of those few more involved cases. But yeah, he's a pre-promoted berserker, and berserkers in this game gain a plus 15% crit bonus. They can also walk on trees, which is very equally important in this chapter.
ちなみに民家のあたりまで突っ込むと敵の増援側が来ます。
Stupid spiders. These spiders are really bulky, and they're also on mountains.
今テティス踊りましたね。これではい最高度ができるようになります。
40 avoid boost. Yeah, and they move one tile per turn, which makes them even more annoying because it takes forever for them to get.
もう完全に無双の構えですやん。
So Doza's role is very important because he's one of my very few units who can go on peaks. The other being Vanessa and Tana, but Tana is in no position to actually take on these spiders because she's really weak at the moment. Another thing to note is I did a rescue drop. We also got another unit in Tempest. He is what we call a dancer. Dancers allow units to move again. So in this case, I had Tana rescue Seth. Refreshed Tana's movement so she can drop Seth across the mountain and skip half the map with Seth. Seth crossed an invisible trigger point on his map that triggers a bazillion reinforcements to spawn, and given that there's no way to directly avoid it, and given that this is a route chapter, I want him to spawn as soon as possible so I can take
民家の近くに入ったんで敵側の増援がやってきました。
I'm sure a lot of casuals probably got caught off guard by that, by trying to skip the map. I did for sure. So you see some Ines here. And another unit we got is Sala. He is a pre-promoted sage. He has really respectable base stats. And he can pretty much kill anything he wants for the most part.
Also, if any of you have played...
For the fans.
まあレイピは普通に視察率ちょっとあるんでね。
Alright, go ahead.
If any of you have played the previous game, Fire Emblem 7, Blazing Sword,
親の顔よりも見たランス女性。
Pent, Sala is kind of like Pent, not quite as good. You could call him Pent Light. But he's still really good and really useful.
ペガサスの三姉妹はね。
Okay. Yeah, so the thing with Sala is that if you saw the fire mode
ペガサスは乱数調整が
last year,
乱数調整しか脳がなんかないのか。
warp staffs, which you get late game, which allow you to warp far away units to the staff user and vice versa.
そもそも必殺出さないと帰り道だ。
But Sala only starts with C rank staves, unfortunately. So we're not going to see those staffs used at all in this run because training Sala's staff ranks to B rank costs way too much time to do. And also wastes some of his turns that he could be better spending in a speedrun setting. So it's kind of unfortunate, but this run is still very fast. So
those gargoyle enemies have pretty high defenses and strength, but they don't really have much resistance at all. So those two that are down by Sale are pretty easy pickings for him.
ゼトを信じろ。バネサも信じろ。
And here we go. Another level. Just gotta see that level up, have you? I think it's my first time seeing that.
Alright, so there's going to be a lot more enemy killing since this is another route chapter. So it's probably another good time for some more donations.
Yep.
ちなみに敵も味方も移動のアニメーションがめちゃくちゃ速くなってますけど、これは一周しないとこの高速から使えません。ガンスト値はですね、クラスによって異なるので。女ワイバン20、ありがとうございます。
$50 from Cabs. I love Fire Emblem. Makes me feel really smart, like when sending a single person
今
to
ずっ
take
と
out
が
an entire army
木の
every battle.
右上の木の前に来ましたね。あの辺もまた別の増援が来るフラグになってます。
Had to donate during the Fire Emblem run. I love Fire Emblem and I want to see Cancer get
さっきの増援は左下右下から来ましたが、今度左上から来ます。
The one level I can't beat in Super Mario 3D World.
全滅させないといけないのでどうしても時間がかかるっぽいね。
$10 from Ninian. I have to donate during the Fire Emblem run because it's my favorite game series and because not only did Cancer take my grandfather many years ago, but it also just recently took my boyfriend's grandmother.
ステータス自体一緒だからまあいいか。システム面の開放は基本 OK。
Thank you for the donation and I'm sorry to hear that.
$50 from Lady N. So many people in my life have been suffering from cancer in some form. Some survived and some did not. This donation is for all of them.
まだまだわからん世界があるもんなんだな。
$10 from Kurth101. Lost both my grandmother and dog to cancer last year, so glad this is going to a good cause. Shout out to the Odd One Fire Emblem community for getting me into the series. Looking forward to this run.
Something interesting to note. There's a unit you can recruit on this chapter called Ewan. He's what we call a trainee unit, similar to Amelia and Ross. They're kind of like a tier 0 unit. Ewan and Amelia are generally considered some of the worst characters because they take way too much effort to raise and don't grow as well as people think. But Ewan also joins with the energy ring on this, which is a really useful stat booster. Unfortunately, it's actually not really directly.
魔物が相手ですよ。魔物が本作なんか非常に多い関係上でね、普通のプレイだと進化連れていくのがすごい楽なんです。全部の攻撃は魔物と特攻なんでね。
And its energy, given that strength is like one of the most important stats of all time, it's like probably it's usually only like 1 per game because it's such a stat there for good reason. So the chapter is almost over. Alright, and we have like 3 units left, I think. And if this goes right, Vanessa should gain our lovely 3 golden stats again.
あ、ほんなね。あ、騎馬特攻の斧か。
Lovely. Alright. So the next chapter coming up is the 11th turn defense chapter. And in after round 3 run, we actually use Cormac as our main flyer because he has better, more reliable
このマップは11ターン生存もしくはボスの撃破でクリアとなります。
And it requires waiting like at least 7 or 8 turns for him to show up on this chapter, which we can actually just end in 1 turn. So, oh, spoiler alert. But unfortunately, so that's why we stick to using Vanessa because she's around for longer.
今回はフルメンバー出撃ですね。
Just recruiting Cormac is just stupid in this chapter.
Availability is a legitimate factor you have to bear in mind when you're looking at a unit.
この面はですね、4ターン目からクーガーが左の方から出現するんですよ。アメリアロングアーチで死んでいった。死んだ。これ、ある程度かな。
Kirby, how could you?
しかないね。
Oh well.
Oh well, she's not going to add much to the run anyways. I can tell so many people are going to be angry at me for that.
普通こんなことできないと思います。
That is not part of the route. I routed it in for fun. Alright, so Sala is going to...
最高度して真っただ中、なるほど、最速でボス倒して終わらせちゃうと、必殺。ちなみに必殺の時はこの DMG の3倍のダメージが入ります。ファイアーエンブレムのお約束としてダメージは基本ブレません。
And it's also very important that he used that specific tome because you can see only a 3% chance. He got 5. It would have been a 0 because it was less if he had been using his other magic tome. But he will be using that other tome, Elfire, instead of Thunder. Quite a bit because he does need to grind some weapon experience on more powerful tome, Excalibur, later on.
Yes, so the Thunder Tome gives Sala 1 weapon experience per hit and 2 weapon experience for a killing blow. So typically speaking, if Sala KOs an enemy with Thunder, he gains 3 weapon experience. With Elfire, that is actually doubled.
普通にやったら結構忙しいショーなんですけどね。乗せた。扉開けた。
is that while it is more powerful and actually more accurate than Thunder.
なるほど。踊りで最高でしょ。はい、これ。はい、踊りをお楽しみください。
Whoa, I always forget to turn off animations. It's alright.
So a little bit of ironic timing there. We just got $20 from Icy254 who says, Amelia is best girl. You're objectively wrong.
そう。このショーでレナックが仲間になりますし、メンバーカードも持ってますし、秘密の店もあります。
Yeah, so Sala plays kind of an important role here because not only do we
今度は魔法で無双が始まってるよ。
there's a lot of 1 to 2 range enemies on this map. And Sala plays the role of just clearing the path for our mounted units, Seth and Vanessa, to go through. This is a classic siege trapper, so what my goal is to eventually have Seth and Vanessa carry Erica and Tethys to the throne as quickly as I can. So a bit of manipulation here. So this guy here is you can recruit him by talking to him with the racial, I think, but he's in the way and he's useless for his He's very fast, so we cannot actually double him. So you have to manipulate a crit with Thunder on him.
And that item he just got is rather important.
It's not important for the run, but it's very useful.
そうだった。エリークかラチェルでレナックス説得できるんだけど、エリークの場合9980ゴールドも必要なんですよね。高い。9980で手やり何本買えるって思ってんだよ。
But you just don't need it here.
Fire Emblem 6, the speedrun for Fire Emblem 6 goes to the secret shop to buy boots, because you can literally buy boots there, which permanently boosts your movement by +2. So you have like 15, 14 movement Roy running around in the speedrun. It's great. I think they realized how stupid it was for that game, so you can't buy boots.
左に弓もいるから、そいつの迎撃も兼ねてるね。
Even with the post-game content that they added.
Yeah, you can get infinite boosts in this game, but that requires
some
manipulation of the Lagdo Ruins. There's actually a guide for manipulating that somewhere on GameFAQs where if you do the manipulation properly, you can always spawn an enemy that drops at boots. Swift Souls in this game, but I'm just going to call them boots because it's a stupid name in my opinion.
手ありでなんだ予定通り無双予定出てなんだスレンドスピアゲットです。これ手あり系のなんだ一番強いやつです。
Which is going to be Vanessa's main boss killing weapon towards the end of the run. Because the spear is the third most powerful lance in the game, I think. It's all the silver lance and
距離が長いからね。牙とペガサス使ったなんだ長距離輸送しないとなんだグデグデになります。
And on top of that, what makes it a good boss killing weapon is the fact that it has +5 crit. It doesn't sound like much, but given that I've been getting a lot of important kills with Sala, getting +5 crit from the Thunder Tome, it's pretty important for a manipulator run.
You might even say it's critical.
It's a very critical point.
But yeah, that just goes into the idea of
手あり
fast.
それが騎士の生きる道を
weapon that has a
投げないいや投げないそうだった手ありは射程1と2です。隣とその隣のマスまでいける。あっと
Right here, having Erica and Tethys close together near the throne is really useful because thanks to Tethys, I can effectively have her seize the throne from 10 squares away. She's exactly 10 tiles away, and I want to be as far away from the throne as I can while being able to seize it because... excuse me. That means...
ちなみに手あり系の序列一番強いのがスレンドスピア、その下がショートスピア。手ありが最下級です。
Right, so Seth is running out of javelins. So Vanessa is going to get
キルソードキルソード
Alright.
必殺確定
This crit is actually really annoying to manipulate because as you can see from the stat screen, 42 hit is not very reliable. So even with a 30% crit, the chances of killing this boss is kind of low.
ヒット42もランスを操作すれば怖くない。ちなみにこのゲームの命中判定乱数に2つ消費してその2つの乱数値の平均で判定します。だもんでヒットの値が見た目より当たったり当たらなかったりします。
Weapons that I mentioned earlier that only get their might doubled on something they're super effective against.
どうだったかな確か数値の関係上なんだ50あたりを境目になんだ劇的に変わるんだったかな。そんな話どっかで聞いたけど詳しくは忘れた。
It is strong against flyers and
殺撃。
It's in some games, not this game.
なんだ。シリーズ恒例のなんだ砂漠のお宝探しマップ。
I've been doing a lot over the last.
There is a lot to remember in this game, and I would not be surprised if I said something wrong in this game.
敵全滅でクリアですが、砂漠の至るところにお宝流行ったブーツです。これを使うとなんだ移動力が2上がります。2マスなんだ2マス遠くに動けるようになります。
It varies. for thieves, but he's able to get that one just by using the RNG seed and solid.
砂漠なんで、騎馬系は、なんだ、移動力が、移動力が、差が落ちますと。
The RNG for finding desert items is actually different. Works differently. It's independent of the main combat RNG. So what you can kind of manipulate having a guaranteed desert item in games by resetting, soft resetting the game.
特定の場所に行くとお宝掘れるんですけど、100%掘れる確率はなんだ、止まったら必ず取れるのではなくランダムです。
What you do for each mode, because it's actually different between like Eliwood mode and Hector mode, I think, for whatever reason. I don't know why. But in Sacred Stone's case, it's just the main RNG where it just burns exactly one random number to calculate, do you find this or not? So, alright, so Salah did just hit S rank Animatome, meaning he can now use Excalibur soon. And we're gonna see him melt a bunch of stuff. And this is a chapter where he kind of wants to join OP units with Seth and Vanessa. Unfortunately, he failed the test because he joined too late in the game. But he's still pretty awesome.
でもね、普通にやる分には、
His survivability is
まあい
an
いや。
actual issue.
いや、この話はしない。
As a mage, he's fairly dodgy, but he cannot take like more than 2 hits, and it's really important to keep him as healthy as possible because
普通にやった、普通にやるんでしたらね、下の、画面下、マップ下の一覧は、左下か左下の、砦に入れると叩く。砦に入れて無双するね。
Yeah.
But in the meantime, as you said, they're going to be melting a lot of units. So we have time for a few donations.
I agree.
$10 from Dirk Grayson. Rip Prince Joshua, you monster. $40 from Brecken Sky. Yo, Kirby Master. Your FE runs are great. Always a highlight of these events. Let's crit cancer together. Can I get a Seth best waifu from the crowd?
調整すれば怖くない。
No.
The crowd wants to.
なんて言うんだ。
I'm not the crowd, so.
$5 from Anonymous. First time viewer of GDQ. Great to see this is
このゲーム通常プレイで何が一番怖いっていうと、あ、今エフラムと合流した。何が一番怖いっていうと確認ミスす。確認ミスと計算ミス。
We have to kill everything. There are 2 units on the bottom of the map.
アイノの確認ミスって仲間が死ぬとかあるし。
So for each troubadour on the map, I need to use A units player phase to kill them.
ダメージ計算
And Salah's busy
ミスっ
because he has to
て
kill the shaman on the next turn, and Vanessa is going to kill
仲間
the
ロス
troubadour,
だっ
but
て普通に
again,
す
there's
る
only
し。
one Vanessa.
You could say it's a shame about that shaman.
Yeah.
ああ、そうね、動かし忘れもある
That's
ね。
why I'm going to be using a strat to get Tana down here to help pick off the second troubadour because she's just barely strong enough to KO her, which is really
この
nice.
面は、エフラムとデュッセルとノールが仲間になります。
He has what we call an iron rune. Okay, it's an iron rune in Fire Emblem 7. I don't remember what it's called in this game, but it's an item that prevents crits, meaning I can't manipulate a crit on him. So I have to just hit him 3 times because he's just really bulky and there's no way Seth can actually kill him in 2 hits. So
wait, there are things Seth can't do?
Yeah, I know, right?
Not many.
外は言ったけど、無双要員が4人ぐらい感じだ。
Kalich, the boss in the upper left corner, moves.
いや、3人か。
Which is good in this case because that means I don't have to go to
バネッサ、
And also in the English version of the game, he does not move and he's parked on a freaking fort, which gives him auto recovery plus 2 defense and extra avoid, making killing him even more of a pain in the butt. So, one very nice thing about running the Japanese version of the game. Another thing to note, we didn't talk too much about Japanese differences, but the main reason
必殺
I'm
率
running
の
on the
高い
Japanese
闇魔法なん
version
ですが、今回のプレイでは使われないか
too。much to talk about. Every time you reset, if you hold the start button, you can jump straight back into battle without having to go through resume chapter or something. I need to reset every time I do enemy control glitch. I'm also resetting between those chapters to reset the RNG seed appropriately. In the English version of the game, they started adding that warning health and safety screen. And so trying to do a quick reset does not work. You have to wait a few seconds for that health and warning safety screen or whatever, and then go through the title screen, go through the main menu, and that loses like at least like 10 seconds for every reset. So like the Japanese version is like significantly faster than English just because of that. There are other several differences, like character growths are a little bit different here and there, and boss stats are different here and there. Usually, enemy stats are stronger in the Japanese version than English. Not always. Oh yeah. Here, have a crit with Arthur.
解けねえ。
Hey. So yeah, Arthur's one of those units. We're recruiting him just to get 1 kill. Because there's no unit near this mercenary that can actually kill him. And Arthur actually does not suffer any movement penalty on the desert. Mages and flyers do not suffer any movement penalty.
だってね、レベル上限の考えると折り返しか。ファイアーエンブレム無双って。
So here,
これのことか。
ターナがいった。Almost everything is dead.
危ないよ。
Just end turn. This is Valter. Well, not yet. See ya. Oh, I forgot to turn on animations. Oh well.
Yeah.
It's okay.
He would have wanted it for this specific attack right here.
私はクーガーとバルタをぶつけて、バルタの貫通あることを忘れてロストしました。いっぱい。リセットしたけど。
Which is why Ephraim just rejoined us. The next chapter is the chapter where the 2 routes. From here on out, the maps are shared between both routes for every chapter. However, this next map coming up is actually really different, despite the same map between.
ワールドレコードの動画だとか、そうだね。バネッサがブーツを使って移動力が10になりました。10マスです、10マス。
This speed running purpose.
Yeah, it's just better all around. Like, for reference, in Erica's route, you 4-turn this map. In Ephraim's route, you 6-turn it, which is a massive difference.
And not only that,
ちなみにこのエイリーク編だと、今この画面の場所のスタート地点、スタート地点がその画面の場所になってるんですが、エフラム編だと左下からスタートします。敵の配置も微妙に変わるんだったっけ？
placing his units in a pretty specific positioning here in a few moments. One of the things that can cause reinforcements or enemies to move is just going beyond a certain line. So don't be like Yosemite Sam and just cross the line. Do it when you're ready. In this case, he's going to in such a way that he's going to be able to his characters will be kind of in a sweet spot that all the enemies will reach to him, but they won't be able to reach him, and then he'll just be able to finish off the chapter, basically.
Yeah, for reference, in Ephraim's route, you start in this position, and you like go all the way around here, and it's just terrible. So like this chapter is actually one of my favorite chapters, like in both routes.
RTA だとRTA だとこんな感じの動きになるのね、勉強になるわ。
And I definitely want to give a shout out to a lot of the people who worked on Speedrun, especially Beacon and Rudath and Gwimpage, who really contributed a lot to the community and the route as well, and a lot of ideas. In fact, a lot of the route you see is based off of Beacon's old TAS game. There's also some stuff I took from some ideas I took just from other runners.
確かに玉座の近辺のやつが遠距離魔法持ってんだったっけな。
A lot of ideas that were put together. And even though I was the person who like put this route together in one go, a lot
そう、サンダーストームも持ってるんだ。射程が3から10というね。
Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, no. This isn't the sweet spot that Alec mentioned. No one attacked besides the purged homes, purged users.
Yeah, those are ranged attack of I believe it's 3 to 10. Yeah. So it was pretty important that they missed because they would have one-shotted either Ted or Erica at this point.
Yeah, I accidentally found this RNG.
さあ、踊りで再行動して、横から失礼しますと。最初見たとき笑ったさ。で、ここでエイリックとエフラム、クラスチェンジするんですけど、今回は、なんだ、両キャンセルですね。どうせ使わないし。ジークムーンとジークリンでです。2人の専用武器です。クラスチェンジはしません。17勝です。
Yeah, both very important because they are the only legendary weapons in the game that don't require having S rank. But on the downside, only Ephraim and Erica can use them. which is really nice because you don't even need to be promoted to use them. They can just use their weapons right off the bat. So given that the keyboards are really underleveled and weak at this point,
この章はボス撃破でクリアなんですが、道中に民間人がいます。
But this chapter is a kill the boss chapter, and it's a pretty straightforward chapter and self-explanatory.
で、その民間人の中、最後の仲間であるシレーネが。
$300 from Husker. I've always been a fan of AGDQ,
説得するか生存で仲間になる。
Mom was recently diagnosed with cancer, and I want to do my part and make her proud by helping prevent cancer for others in the world. A huge thanks to the staff, runners, and fans that make this whole event possible. Together, we can make a difference.
さて、バネッサは物使った移動力10。
Sure.
ガラキだった。
124.
ガラキになったところ1000。
I want to donate during the FE8 run and give a warm shout out to my home on the internet, the
力技
Hitbox Dimension over on Discord. Hi Kirby Master, and good luck on the run. I watched you root this game with Samus Returns and love seeing you play the games I love. Keep up the good work all. Putting this toward the suitless Metroid run. P.S. Today is my birthday, so here is some birthday.
この辺大体使わないかな。
Thank you very much and happy birthday.
第18章。
Alright, this chapter.
この面は全滅
I like it a lot from a speedrunning standpoint because it's one of those chapters where it is a route chapter, but it's a really paraphrase-oriented route chapter, which is really interesting. You wouldn't think that. That's because this chapter doesn't
卵割りステージですね。ボアスステージ。
And they don't attack you until they
急げば急ぐほど美味しい面で、卵は職業クラスレベルに関わらず卵1個割るために経験値50点もらえます。
The game just wants to egg you on, clearly.
So exactly 50
で、
Yes, exactly.
敵ターン開始時に卵のヒットポイントゲージが5点増えるんです。5点増えて、魔物の HP ヒットポイントゲージが満タンになると孵化します。
Probably wondering why her sisters were riding a wyvern instead of a Pegasus, but you know, whatever.
Well, I'm sure we'll see that in a few minutes. We'll see that right away anyway.
Yeah, so you can see that some of these eggs are kind of like incubating. That's the timer, so to speak.
調べたんですけど、ここでなんでバグが起こせるのかよくわからんので、火のトラップの床ってわけでもないし。
Wrongly.
なんでバグを起こすんだろう。俺調べたらよくわかんなかったんですよ。すみません。劣化のフレイボムのバグと同じ。
This chapter is pretty much actile heaven. So it's really easy to activate on accident.
And what he was doing there was removing a petrify skill from a Medusa enemy that has additional range. So you can counterattack the Medusa, and that's basically it.
シリーズ恒例のトライアングルアタックなんですが、今作はシレーネとバネッサとターナの3人出てきます。
So I mentioned that X give you 50 experience. That's bad in the speedrun because I don't want experience at this point. Vanessa and Seth have all the stats they need. So kind of routing out this chapter comes down to how can you balance out the red and minimize the It kind of became a really interesting puzzle to piece that together.
左5章の外伝で見せた左上バグ、扉と左上を使ったバグ。 今回トライアングルないですね。で、トーチの杖を使ったバグで、この書の炎のトラップいうか、この3つです。
I mean, you can't go fast without breaking a few eggs.
Right. So I'm going to be dropping FM and Arica soon, actually, and as I mentioned before, they can use their legendary weapons. Even though their stats kind of suck right now, the weapons are so good that as long as you don't miss. So, like, if you're an FM fan, Ephraim's going to get a kill on this map. Right here.
I think if you scramble, you can fit in a donation, or maybe even two.
卵が攻撃、本当に攻撃してきたら怖いよ。
Oh, quit egging them on.
Yes.
どえらい初見殺しなのそれ。
from Pucci.exe. Shout out to the adorable Terriermon on the couch. Best of luck to Kirby Master, and may the RNG be ever in your favor. I mean, if you know the list, sure, why not? Please put this toward Terriermon's choice.
Can we assume that to be my choice? Because the Terriermon's mine.
I'd say so. $10 from Smuckers. First time donating to this wonderful event. This game got me through a lot of car rides as a kid. I spent an entire summer getting through Lagdo ruins. Keep on keeping on. Hashtag Cormag hype.
You would have wanted a different route, unfortunately.
あれの漆黒ハウスのフラッシュは面白かったな、本当に。
Yeah, that's right. Okay, keep going.
$60 from Crispy191.
ちなみに私事なんですが、ファイアーエンブレムはですね、エリウッド編のノーマルとエリウッド編の普通はクリアしています。
Put my money toward the next bonus run. $20.18 from Mochiko88. Excited to see the Fire Emblem GDQ once again. My girlfriend introduced me to GDQ last year, and it was our first hangout back when we were getting to know each other as friends. Can't believe it's been a year now. Gotta donate during one of my favorite franchises, of course, and Sacred Stones is excellent. Let's kick cans with that. $10 from Anonymous. This $10 is donated in loving memory of Joshua, Amelia, and Rennick. Their sacrifice be remembered.
Those aren't the only deaths we run.
And with that, this chapter is over easy.
歴代一に難しいっつったね、それ。機会があればね。さあ次、19章です。
Yeah, why don't we hear more Frost Freeze puns? Come on. Too many boos. Alright, this is the best chapter.
強行のマンセル13単製造もしくは、敵のボス撃破でクリアとなります。
Why? Because we are gonna see
パジャマパーティー言うな。
Wow, this crowd's pretty quiet. I'm very sad. Okay, on a serious note,
普通にやったとき、トーチです。さあ、トーチを刺した場所を覚えておいてください。来ますよ。来ますよ。
It takes more time to just using the ratio instead. And she comes with her own torch staff, which is really convenient.
一回ちょっと失敗したみたいです。
You're well staffed.
リセットし直して。もう一度と。
That one burned.
That one burned.
なんということでしょう。敵の操作が思いのまんまではありませんか。
Fortunately, we can just, torch their formations and run.
Yes. Alright, so I'm doing a bit of a rescue chain on the boss. Yeah, rescue chaining the boss is kind of cool. Because the boss is normally in the very bottom left corner, but I used the fog.
さっさとボス撃破と。
I can now just kill the boss right now, and that will end the chapter early.
ですね、トーチの杖はですね、トーチを使用したマスに敵が待機した瞬間にリセットすると発動するんで、そのタイミングちょっと間違ったのかな。
Alright, so I'm gonna be getting a bunch of items here. I want to make sure. Hardest part of menuing. Good. Do not drop Erica's sword. Good. I have a habit of just mashing A through here because in every round you just mash A instead.
第20章、制圧でクリアです。
Alright, so this is
このマップ以降は連戦となります。外に出られません。
But it's gonna be pretty kind of self-explanatory. The thing to note is what I want to do is during enemy phase, I want there to be no grounded units at all. That means that enemies that can only reach grounded units, not units like peaks or whatever, will not move at all, which saves a lot of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have our Falcon Knight rescue Tethys and just kind of camp out on this peak.
After all, who doesn't love camping in the mountains?
I know. And then Vanessa camps on this thicket, which grounded units cannot cross. So only most of the enemies that move. Is that supposed to happen? I don't remember. We'll see. I don't remember if that's supposed to happen.
ちなみに今右にゴーゴンという敵がいますが、やりました。
Yeah, that's supposed to happen. Okay.
He does want a fair amount of damage on Vanessa, but
ゴーゴンという敵が石化してきますが、石化すると回避0です。で、必殺被弾率も 30% 上がります。
So I was hoping this run would be a resetless run.
非常に危険です。
No unintended resets, rather.
Yeah, but it happens. Alright, so...
So
here's what I forgot to do. That. very easy to forget.
But like I was saying, he does want Vanessa to take some damage.
操作して
Part
ラ
of
ン
the
ス
way the AI
操作してしまえば
prioritizes targets is related to
で
how
も
much
でもちょっ
health
と
the
さすがに
character has. So
め
if they're about to die, they're
いやきついんじゃない
really low HP, they're more likely to be targeted. That's important because you're going to have a really easy to kill Erica just kind
な
of
るほど
sitting
地
out
上
in
の
the
敵は動
open,
かないと
but she's not
あ
going
石
to
壁
get
ブレ
attacked
ス来ました
nearly
ね
as much
でも大丈夫当たらなか
because
った
Vanessa is going to be at such low HP, and it's much easier to manipulate Vanessa to dodge than Erica just
な
because
ので
she
一回
has
調整入れた
such
な
higher stats, specifically speed being the main one.
All right, fun fact. Gorgons can fly in the Japanese version. They cannot in the English version. I believe the Japanese version came out first, so they probably realized when localizing, wow, Gorgons really suck. Let's nerf them a bit so they don't fly in the English version.
成長とか乱数調査ってのは聞いたけど RTA に応用するとこうなるんですねって感じで
Enjoying the Sacred Stones run so far? Keep it up, Kirby Master. Donation goes to Runny's Choice.
Thank you.
And another $50 from Vice.
私がやったら多分
Donating
思
because
考
Kirby
停止
Master
する
spoke the undeniable truth about La Rachel being the best character in Fire Emblem.
Yes.
Always enjoy seeing his FE runs.
怖い
$50 again, this one from Nello. Just had to drop a donation during Fire Emblem, which is one of my favorite games. Lost my dad last year to cancer, so hope this helps people in the future. Big shout out to my girlfriend who introduced me to AGDQ last year. Love you, cat. Oh, and donation
ど
goes
う
to
ビドフニル1000
$100 from Space Drake 83.
終章です終章は前後編に分かれていますと
My favorite Fire Emblem game. Great job, Kirby Master and crew, and let's conquer cancer. Also, Vanessa and Heroes win, Nintendo.
まあちょっと回数挟んでさ
Go up.
$20 from Anonymous. Thanks for speedrunning my favorite FE game. Mir is best girl. Shout out to Fire Emblem
真ん
General.
中を突っていう
This is officially a co-op world record. Thank you, Esquan, for contributing.
You're welcome.
Yeah, just smashing start a bit.
All right, so this chapter, you can actually clear this in 2 turns.
ボスのリオンの目の前にこの階段6マスありますねこの6マスに入ると左右のそのリオンの左右の壁が取っ払われて雲が襲って
And I mean, what good run doesn't have a few skeletons in its closet?
I know.
あ
All right, so this is the defeat boss chapter, and there's a random skeleton in the way of the boss, so Seth is going to snipe that skeleton, and then Vanessa will get the killing blow on the boss. We mentioned that Vanessa has a skill called Pierce, which negates enemy defense. This is where it's very relevant. I need to manipulate a 12% crit, 12% Pierce at the same time on the boss.
ターナーどうして
Oh, Tana fans, I'm sorry, she's dead.
取っ払われるのは必要です
She doesn't need to die per se,
だ
but
も
I
ん
need
で
someone to lure
射程
this
さ
turret
ん
over.
普
Or else
通で
this
した
turret
ら
will go
サンダー
here
ストームとか長球と
to
か
attack Vanessa, and then
射
Seth
程
will
の
just
長いや
block.
つ使って前衛を倒し
I
て
needed
一気
to
にリオン
lure
を
to get that skeleton out of the way.
倒すのがセオリーです
That's this way. No worries. Just mixing up Ephraim and Erica's route. Just making sure. Okay.
数えながら調整して
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
貫通で一
By the way,
気に
that's
やると
nothing compared to the burns you have to do in
ス
Final
レンド
Fantasy
スピア
VI. There are
1000
cases where you do like up to 20 burns. Alright, bye Lion.
誰が死んだ
Alright. How many Ephraim fans
さ
are
あクライ
there
マックスです
I want to hear as many cheers as you want. If there's enough cheers for Ephraim, I got a present for you.
さあ行くぞ
I want to hear from the audience.
さあ思う存分調整して
Yeah,
あと
yeah.
とととと
All right. Oh wait, actually I forgot how to do this.
さあ6回ガチャガチャしてあれ
One, two, three,
ガ
four,
バムーブじゃないんですだってんゼロで
Normally,
必
I would use
殺
the Dofner to kill this boss in one hit,
全部
doing
溶け
162 damage.
あ
I'm using the spear instead because I feel like it.
あれ一撃必殺じゃない
Rest in peace, Vanessa.
なんとちなみに
You see
フォー
what
デスの
you
ヒッ
did,
トポイント
audience?
120 で
Good
す
job,
Vanessa.
audience. It's all your fault. All right, let's have Seth have a go.
You chose this.
I mean, what can Seth do, right? If
Yeah.
anyone should be able to
Like, look at that
damage this
crit. He's
boss,
gonna crit the boss. Oh.
の
Ow.
What level was
あの
Seth
ことぞ
before he died?
Oh, good point. Good question.
Yeah. We can check that.
Let's check that now.
So that's not dead, fortunately.
14. 14.
調整して
Yeah, those are his stats right
踊り
now.
で再行動する。
One last dance for the run.
なるほど。大体読めた。なんか15
Alright,
点だ
this
か
is
ら
for you, Afrin fans.
フィニッシュ。魔王は倒されて世界は平和になりましたとさ、めでたしめでたし。
Alright, time will be coming up soon.
It's on the save.
It's on the save, so I'll let you know.
タイマーストップはエピローグのセーブを作った時点です。
And time.
終わった。
Yep, that's Sacred Stones in
GG,
1 hour
good game.
16. My record with Arcus Rod's 106, I think, so given I was messing around on stuff a lot, this was a really good run. Pretty happy with it. Before I cut, I want to give a shout out to our Fire Emblem community.
乱数の操作と敵操作バグを使えば、1時間ちょいで世界は救えると。
Especially Gwimpage, who's been probably my closest pal with respect to Fire Emblem.
というのが、この RTA の概要であるってことでいいですかね。
DX Steve, I really hope I don't forget anyone. Vegan 12, all people who really helped support me in the Fire Emblem speedrunning community. We're pretty small, but we get along pretty well for the most part. And
今回初めて解説やってみたわけなんですけど。
Thanks everyone for enjoying this run.
下調べした上でもわからないことがあったのでいやちょっと調べが足りなかったかなというのは反省点ですね。解説はロータスがお送りしました。ありがとうございました。
$50 from Anonymous. Here's just a little contribution. Let's make the world a better place. $15 from Anonymous.
ちなみにですね、今安く手に入れようとしたら、Wii U のバーチャルコンソールかな。本当だ、デイトナ USA だ。もう夜も遅いんで、俺はもう、私はもう寝ます。お疲れ様でした。改めてお疲れ様でした。
というわけで、解説していただきましたロータスさんでございました。ありがとうございます。はい、今はスーパーメトロイドの曲が流れてますね。僕メトロイドシリーズ自体やったことがないので僕は何もわかりません。
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm YoBGS. I'll be your host for Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Any percent normal coming up with Claris here in just a bit. In the meantime, we've got some donations for you. $15 from Meg250, saying long-time watcher, first-time donator, had to donate during my